All right, good morning, everybody. There's a lot of people out here today. It makes it a little harder to come up here. Hopefully you're all having a good day. Before I get started, I do have a question for you to think about as I get started here. Who do you call first? Who's the first person you call when something good, something challenging, anything happens in your life? Who's the first person you call? And I kind of got thinking about this a little bit earlier in the week. Mish and I were talking after the boys had went to bed, and it's like, together for over 10 years, and like one day God just brought us together, and like we've just talked to each other every day since. Like there's not been a day that we've really been away from each other for an extended period of time. Like we've just been there, talking with each other for 10 plus years. It's been kind of crazy. And then that changed a little bit. Wednesday, she flew out with her family to California. Her sister, my sister-in-law, graduated from the Marines, and they went out there for that ceremony, which was a great experience for her, but that put me at home with the boys, just the three of us, which we hadn't really been in that situation for a while, and it got a little bit challenging with trying to figure out what we're going to do with this little one up here. Chase had basketball practice. Those nights we had trick-or-treating, and it just got to think, like for 10 years she's been one of the first people I called, one of the first people I talked to, and there were times when she was on the plane or the time difference that I couldn't really call and talk to her about stuff. And she's just kind of always been there, and I know even going back, even today at 38, my dad's one of the first people I call about anything good. Okay, anything that happens, I still call. Anything that breaks down, like in the kitchen, like if we have anything here, I call my mom, like, well, what can we do here? Okay, and they're willing to do anything, and when it was just the three of us, he was able to go over to my parents and just kind of hang out with them while I was with Chase at practice, which it's just kind of nice knowing that you have people like that you can count on, people like that you can trust, and people that you just want to share the ups and the downs, the goods and the bads, that you're just able to talk through things with, just get opinions. And there was another experience that happened, and I won't say the name, but it was during a football practice, I believe. I was just talking with a kid, and it just made me realize how blessed we are to be led by Pastor Dan, and how he's just here and willing to do anything for us. We were just talking, and the kid said, yeah, I can't wait for Sunday. I just gonna see Pastor Dan. I just love that guy. And I'm sure that's the sentiment that we all share here, because he's one of those people that we can reach out to that is just always going to be there. And we have to have people like that in our lives that we can share those things with. And something else, Friday, we had Halloween, and just a testament to the community that we live in. I took Harry out. We went and walked around Florida trick-or-treating, and just for being such a small community, just the number of people, the number of kids that were out just having a good time. Saw some crazy costumes, some fun costumes, but kids just out having a good time. And that kind of got me thinking too, during Halloween and we hit the button. During this time of the year, Halloween, do we put on that mask? Do we try to hide things? Do we try to shield things from people? Do we try to internalize? And I've been a main culprit of this, of when things get tough, like instead of talking, I'll just kind of shut down. And when things get difficult, just kind of keep it in. I can do it myself. I don't need help. I can do it. I'm not going to reach out. Like this is hard. This is challenging. And the older I get, now having 2 kids at home, the more I realize that that's dumb. You can't. Okay, it's impossible to do things on your own. That God didn't put us on this earth to do things on our own. That He's there to guide us. That He put people in our lives that are going to be there to help us through the difficult situations. Okay, that He's always going to help us. that he's not going to give us anything that we can't handle. So rather than going out and putting on a mask to hide our maybe insecurities, hide the things that are going on in our life, put on the armor of God. You know, and it talks about it here in Ephesians 6, 10 through 17, really talks about the armor of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. And if you put on that armor, and I know you guys know the rest of that, if you keep going on, but if we put on that armor of God, he's not going to give us anything that we can't handle. He's always going to be there to help us, to guide us. And you know, there's a lot of things that are happening in our community right now, a lot of struggles that are going on. You know, as great as it was Friday to see the community out and all the kids out trick-or-treating, okay, on Tuesday at the high school, we had a pretty challenging day. And it was, and in fact, at school, it's been a rough week. Okay, Grant Prather, unfortunately, flew away. And we were able to come together and just to see the community show up in support of one of our own. The gym, I mean, was packed. Okay, it was full of not just adults, but just to see kids that I see in the hallways you wouldn't really think would be there to support are there. They're supporting. It's brought people together. So as we go out this week, as we go out through the rest of this month here, nothing's too challenging. You have people there. Who's your person? If you don't have a person that you can call, I know Pastor Dan will be there. You can get a hold of me. Okay, well, we can talk things out, but we don't have to go through things alone. That there's always going to be somebody there that's willing to help you through any type of situation, share in your success and your struggles. So let's just remember that as